Good morning, Kaijus. Welcome back to Vlogmas day number 4. So I hope you enjoyed the first 3 days. For deciding to do Vlogmas very late, it's been kind of a challenge because this week has been insane for work, and also I have horse show on Sunday. So yeah, so probably not the best time to, maybe next year I'll put more planning into Vlogmas if I decide to do it. I know there's there's other vlog things, but anyways, today's episode is going to be pound cake. So my grandmother used to make pound cake, and I don't know, maybe it's grandmother magic that I have not achieved yet because I'm not grandmother stage, but she would make just the best pound cake. It was, I don't know, it was incredible. It's the best pound cake I've ever had, and I judge all pound cakes by my grandmother's pound cake. I actually didn't even think to ask her what her recipe was when she was living. But I don't really remember, and I don't remember her, like, watching her make her pound cakes. It just appeared magically out of nowhere in grandmother's kitchen. There's been a few times I've actually watched her, but theoretically, a pound cake is 1 pound of butter, 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound of eggs, and did I say flour? 1 pound of flour. So I found a very classic pound cake recipe. I'm gonna add vanilla to it because I do remember her adding vanilla or some sort of extract. So we'll see how it is. Let's see if it is grandmotherly approved or grandmotherly, you know, achieves that state, but I highly doubt it off of my first try. I've never made pound cake before. I've made other like basic cakes, so it should be interesting. So the instructions said 2 cups of butter, basically a pound, which is 4 sticks. I have granulated sugar. There is, like, you see, a little clumpy. I actually had some leftover brown sugar, like too little to really amount to much, so I figured I just would toss it in here. The recipe actually said you could use light brown sugar for this recipe, so hey, I'll use up the sugar instead of wasting it. Oh, and then, you know, Baby Yoda, Pyrex. Anyways, so let's give that. Oh, I'm gonna crack, before I start this, I'm gonna crack my eggs because it says to add an egg 1 at a time. You can do this all by hand, but I have a KitchenAid, so let's use it. I was kind of a dork. I turned off the camera when I was doing the eggs, so you didn't see that part. I also just turned off the camera because I wanted to turn off the KitchenAid. Wrong machine. But it looks good. I mean, that looks really good. Tastes good too. I mean, it really is simple. I mean, eggs, the lady in the recipe, she used salted butter, but I actually, because I make other stuff, I usually use unsalted. So I kind of, like, it was like about the same flour that I used for my Cuban bread, so I just put like the same amount of salt that I would put in the Cuban bread. So hopefully that is kosher. I forgot to take video before I cut into it. Whee! So I cut into it. It smells so good. If you saw my timer, I put it on for 75 hours. Thankfully, I re-looked and I was like, oh shoot. So I kind of guesstimated. It looks a little too overdone, but I mean, it's my first time, and it also was not in for a full like 75 to 80 minutes. I don't know, maybe her oven like heats, because this was only really, I think if I really calculated, I think it was only in the oven for about an hour 15 at the most. So it's pretty dense, a little crispy on the bottom. It's not my grandmother's pound cake. It's not bad. But I think I need to practice a little bit more. Like something it's missing. Which I know pound cake is very simple, but I don't know. Oops. It's just like missing something. It's probably grandmother's charm. That's probably what it's missing. Or just technique. I mean, I might just need to practice a little bit more and also not let it sit too long. But it's eatable. But I think for a first attempt, it's good. So we'll just leave it at that. I won't give it a kaiju bite score, but I will finish it for breakfast and have a good time with it. Well, you know, I cut into it because I wanted to eat it and I wasn't patient, but I do remember the article, the recipe, which I'll post it in the description. It did say that the pound cakes really do need to rest for a full day before she said that the flavor really comes out. So maybe in my haste for having pound cake, maybe next time I'll let it sit a day before we bite into it, but next time. So anyways, kaijus, I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 5.